Hi Pisces, I'm just gonna go with that you were meant to have a part 3 this week. So thank you for joining me. I'm just gonna go with the flow of how it happens. And it's gonna be a little bit like a scavenger hunt set up for me to put all the links to everybody's videos, but I just gotta go with it. So let's see, Pisces, I mentioned that at the bottom of the deck you had the Hanged Man. So I'm going to go back to that since I got sidetracked and say that sometimes oppression happens to turn you on your head for a reason, to see things from a different angle, a different perspective, and through a different veil, a different filter, a different light. Sometimes you find out something fast or big or huge, and it turns, or it makes your light so different that you actually have to go into a self-sacrificial-ish state of non-movement, hanging, so you can find stability. Interestingly enough, in typical decks for the Hanged Man, the guy's hanging upside down and his legs are, can't do it, creating like a 4. He has one leg going like this. So if you flip him over, it shows a 4 as stability. So he's finding his stability with things that have been changed in his surroundings. So sometimes these oppressions can be put up by yourself because you're looking at things in a different light. So you just sort of stop everything for a little bit to gather your footing, to, get yourself together, see things a different way. And once the blood goes to your head too much, you need to get off your head and see that you have stability, whichever angle that you look at that situation. You now see it from one perspective and the other perspective. So since you're getting the cards that say make a move, find your stability, know you're stable in this, but I'd say move out of a dullness, Pisces, into abundance. See the beauty in you. See your dreams coming true in your life. Imagine your Pisces. Look at that card. It looks like Pisces. Standing here, this is the Pisces. Part of you in heaven and part of you on earth. One foot in one horizon, one foot in the other, and your body being the point that binds those two positions. You can connect heaven to earth, and you can show earth about heaven. So where is your dream? What is your dream? What do you want to reach for? What are you ready to make happen? Maybe you needed to see things a different way. I would say for your own benefit as well as everyone else's. So you can see what reflection is in the dark pool and how to break out of this. I see this as a breaking out, almost like there's a pipe and you've been stuck down in the pipe for a while in the dark. It's like you had to put yourself in a pipe in your own little position of, I don't know what was going on in that outside world to see, so I'm going to go down in this little space, maybe upside down for a minute and hang out, get myself together. And when you come out of this pipe, instead of the typical hangman, it's like, it's almost like you can breathe. There's more clarity. You have more understanding of why you were in the pipe, why you needed to go away for a little bit, why oppression came to you, why you needed to create your own oppression. So maybe you're meant to come out of your hole this week, Pisces. I never got to show you these cards. I still have them down. Cool. Outcome. The outcomes cards, by the way. Authenticity. Oh no, I remember seeing this. Would I see these? Well, anyway, here we go. Authenticity. I'll show you all of them just in case. Multidimensional and overriding. So what you are going through what you've gone through and what you will go through is more multidimensional than you know. There's more facets than a surface spilled milk scenario going on. So what's overriding in this situation? And look at your authenticity this week. I feel like since I started, opportunity, I'm going to remind you here, your opportunity beckons. All right, I didn't mean to pick that up, but I'm going to show you that the Queen of Swords apparently was at the bottom of this deck. So clarity of mind, Pisces. Understanding the battles you need to fight and don't fight. Understanding that the other person has a perception, has a story, has a hurt as well. And the Queen of Swords could be an air sign as well, Pisces. So maybe you have sun, moon, rising air signs, or you're dealing with an air sign, or someone that acts like an air sign. Someone who has had lessons and has learned from these lessons. But she's a receptive energy. So it can be a male that's receptive in their lessons. Clear cut with the decisions they make because of those lessons. No, I'm not going to do that again. Been there, done that. Nope, not good for me. And that's it. Sometimes that is harsh for people. This Pisces is also a person that knows how to say no. And that releases you from any kind of chains or strings or anything from someone else. Just remember, if someone asks you to do something, Pisces, and that goes against what will be balanced for you this week, you have to try to find balance, and you're having a hard time with saying no. Take a lesson from her. Nope, can't do it. Too much for me, have too much on my plate. People will respect you more for saying no, because you followed your heart and what you knew and what you could do, rather than say yes and then have too much on your plate and then you didn't get it done and you didn't do a good job and you didn't give them good material. Now they have that on, oh, they didn't do a really good job. Meanwhile, you just had too much on your plate and you didn't say no. So if this person or somebody asks you something and you don't want to do it, you can't do it, or you need time to do something else, say no this week. Be clear with what you are good with and what you don't, what suits you and what doesn't, what is too much work for you and where you need to relax. And connect your heart with what you need and your emotions, Pisces, of what you feel about a situation, what is right and wrong in here. You know. Authenticity, trust, trust, Pisces. So don't cut someone's head off that's maybe, trying to help and doesn't know any better. Help them. If you need to cut someone's head off or to draw a line in the sand of your borders and your barriers, do it. If you need to say no, say no. If you say no to someone and then the next day you sleep on it, you go to nature, go to your home, go to your center place, and maybe it was too much, and then you go home, you're like, no, my life's too boring. Maybe I will do that thing. And then you call this person up the next day and you say, you know what? I decided to do that thing that I told you no. You now are saving the day. Wow, that person couldn't do it before, but then they called me up out of nowhere, and I have this extra help. That's so cool of them to help me out. They totally still remembered me. Now, if you said yes, and then you call the next day, and then you're like, I don't really want to do that, or I really do have too much on my plate, you're kind of the asshole, because now the person relied on you and didn't call someone else they could have, didn't take actions they could have. So this is you being clear with what you want and being clear to others with what you want. She can be a little too harsh, so maybe you need to soften that a little and just know who you're speaking to, how they may take that. And your Pisces, adapt accordingly. Feel it out. Feel how this situation is and be clear with your mind and what you need and what you don't. Do what you need to do today to make a move. The Two of Cups is under here. I'm going to end with this. Maybe this, Pisces, is what's causing this fire in your heart. But if that is true, there is someone else that is fueling from that same fire as you, that same passion, that same love, the same inner nature, that same perseverance, and maybe that same dream to make it happen. Or maybe it's not the same dream at all. But when these two people come together and you have one dream and someone else's dream, and then these